My name's W-teck, and how's it going? What's up? Anything new happen? No? Nothing at all? Well, let me tell you something. I have recently gone to Six Flags, and it isn't what it used to be. I loved going as a kid and having fun, but the size seems to, I'm a really tall guy, and in perspective, the rides don't seem as glamorous as they used to. But that's not really what I talk about. I mean, I could tell you which rides I like, but who really gives a shit, right? Back in the day when I was still a kid, they made a new ride, Deja Vu, and it looked so cool. Like, it was a huge story for me. I went every year, and they didn't make many changes. They didn't add many rides, and well, while I'm at it, I might as well tell you that this was at Great America. the I'm not saying that America is great, although, fuck America. I mean, fuck yeah, America. This was, the Six Flags called Great America, and one year the Deja Vu came out. This one ride that seemed really cool, really amazing, and my brothers, they had season passes for Six Flags, which is actually a great deal. If you're going to Six Flags, or if you go more than twice, you get, more than your money's worth. And yeah, it's Deja Vu was fun. I remember going on it. It was it was a really fun ride. I wish they kept it. Of course, I think someone died, or it just malfunctioned. I don't know. It was the ride was like. It was like it launched you upwards, and then it went into a couple loops, and then put you up, in a backwards position, and then did the same thing a couple times. And yeah, it was cool. When I first went to it, they opened it like somewhere in October-ish time, I guess, really late in the year. I don't know why. About the time when they closed Six Flags. And like I said, my brothers took me. They had the season passes, so they're just like, hey, like, come along. And the wait for it was like a week when it first opened, and the lines were fucking enormous, as they always are for Six Flags, and we waited for hours to get for the first time. And impressingly, this may be like the only year that they actually had the ride open. After like 4 years afterwards, they had it closed because technical problems and stuff like that. So yeah, the ride was really good. There's no good story for it. I feel like many people have heard that somewhere in Texas there was that one girl who had her hair got stuck, or like some other part of America where her hair gets stuck, and in part of the ride, and as it took off, her scapula kind of, her skull kind of got, you could see her skull, it ripped out, out of her skull. And you could see her brains, or I don't know the details, but it's pretty disgusting that her hair got stuck and it tore off as the ride started. Anyway, I feel like that is maybe what happened, but probably isn't. I'm sure that they just didn't build it correctly, or some other reason. Maybe people didn't like it as much afterwards, and they just thought it'd be better to just completely stop. Letting people on completely. And yeah, the day I first went on, it was fucking freezing. My hands were all frozen. I was maybe in 5th grade, maybe 6th, and about the time when most Call of Duty players start playing Call of Duty. I didn't play Call of Duty that young, and thank God for that, because I hate squeakers. But man, I'm using the PKP. What's wrong with me? I guess this is the MITD, Money in the Denk, which is a fun game. I would recommend this game to people if there weren't so many people with parties, camping and being tryhards. Of course, I was going for the MOAB in this game. That's why I'm camping right now. I was really close, maybe like 18 kills in. And I remember exactly what happened. I was running toward I was gonna run to the other end of the map, the very other corner, to pick some more people off, because that's where they're at, that's where they're spawning. And actually die because some idiot fucking runs up, kind of lags a little bit, from out of my aimer. Well, not out of my aimer, but he lags a little bit, completely like confusing the shit out of me, and then he kills me. Just, you know, because you get the MP5 double tap, rapid fire. So yeah, the PKP. I was trying to get the MOAB with this gun in MITD, and it's fucking impossible. I tried maybe many times, and even if you can't, like the first couple games, I tried running around and laying down, maybe, you know, to get more accuracy because it's the light machine gun, but that doesn't really work. The PKP is like one of the worst light machine guns. It'd be okay if it was like the MG36 maybe, or the, you know, maybe the MG36 would be a fair trade. I think it's accurate. It's got a better iron sights, and you can kind of run a little bit faster with it, I think. So I don't know why they put in this shitty gun. I get the idea that I get the idea behind this game. They put in really shitty guns so that there's none of that OP-ness. You know, no one's using the exact same setting. If you want a submachine gun, you get this and nothing better, and that makes sense, kind of. You know, I like this game for it. Like, there was tons of kids when I first came out in the lobbies screaming that, you know, the guns are awful and all that shit. But no, they just fucking suck. I hate little kids and people who just use the MP7 in this game or the ACR, and they suck with everything else. And that's why I like this game. Even like the 10th Prestiges or 20th Prestiges just completely got raped by me. It was really fun. Afterwards, of course, lots of people that really sucked in this game, they knew that they sucked and they stopped playing. So the only people that kept playing the game are like parties, really big tryhards, you know, people that ruined this game by using nothing but MP7 and stuff. It was actually quite impressive to see, like all the flashes and concussion grenades being thrown simultaneously in a team effort to, you know, constantly kill the Juggernaut. It was very effective when you have a team, but that's kind of, maybe they should kind of stop parties for this game, because it's much funner when it's, you know, random mercenary players. Oh well, not gonna happen. Which is another reason why I definitely don't recommend getting Black Ops 2 or any other Call of Duty. Get Call of Duty 4. They kind of fixed that up. I mean, it's not good to play every day Call of Duty 4 because no one plays it anymore. But you have to try at least maybe like 2 games or 3 if it's like cheap for you. So I'm the Juggernaut. I love being the Juggernaut. They kind of, wow, what happened there? What happened with the Juggernaut is that like a week in, once this game came out, they decided that it was too strong, too hard to kill, and people were getting MOABs constantly. But instead of making Juggernauts not, you know, instead of making it hard to become a specialist Juggernaut, they decided to make Juggernauts altogether weaker and making people, you know, not want to, you know, pick up the bomb. And it's kind of a, you know, a seesaw of goods and negatives and positives for doing, you know, for making the Juggernaut weaker. It makes sense because now there's not so many people like trying to use the Juggernaut for MOABs, but now you can't really get that far, you know, trying to plant the bomb. How are you supposed to run with this kind of speed and plant it when you can die so fucking easily from like 1 meg of clips? It was fun when it was like regular strength, but now it's just bullshit. Yeah. Let me tell you about something else that happened in my personal life, right? I have chemistry. It's like a lab. You got your lab, you got your lecture, all that shit. And I always get the worst partners, you know? Whether they're like a hot chick or like a nerdy person or like some older gentleman or whoever, they always don't know what the fuck they are doing. They always mess it up. My chemicals, they mess up the procedure. I don't know why this always happens to me. But just today, like the person I was working with, he got the completely wrong chemicals. There was like, you could not mess this up whatsoever. They were perfectly labeled, you know. It's like you got A and B, and you pick up A, you put in this amount, you pick up B, you put in this amount. Of course, they weren't called A and B, but you know, to make it simple. And what the person did is obviously they didn't even pick up like the right chemicals. They found like random ones off to the side and somehow rationed using those instead. Like, what the fuck, man? What is wrong with you? And this person does shit like this all the time. He like it's a guy. He gets A's on the fucking test, but he's like, and this is the problem with like smart people, like people that get like high ACT scores. They don't know what the fuck they're doing with anything else in their life. They have no social skills, like all the time, and they're not fun to talk to. They don't know what they're doing with like actual, you know, real life practical situations. And I don't know how I feel about making friends like that in like classes. I mean, it's kind of good because I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. Just so many stupid people everywhere. So actually, I was thinking about getting a shotgun and picking up the bomb, but this game was actually kind of laggy near the end. I don't know why. So I went with a sniper to try to get some easy kills. And what happens is that I die in this sudden death, and because of my fucking fucktard teammate, he's like kind of running away from an enemy, and he gets up behind me, and the enemy that's like chasing him kills me off. So I don't know. It's my fucking teammates. Like, everyone complains about how retarded teammates, and yeah, it's just another factor of Call of Duty. And if a person's good, they just man, I'm just rambling, aren't I? Man, I'm just gonna not talk as much now because I made myself sad. That's actually this person killed me. There was a person chasing this guy. He ran up next to me, and yeah, person shot me in the back. He's not even smart. You know, you might think, oh well, that's your fault for dying. No, look what he fucking does. He's the last man standing. He's versus the Juggernaut. What do you do when the person has a Juggernaut, and you know you're the last one on the team versus him? You let him plant so he becomes, you know, so that he becomes like a regular person. But no, look what the fuck this guy does. He rations somehow. He gets paranoid or like, I don't know, scared by the timer, and the first thing he does is go out and start shooting at this guy. What a fucking fucktard. But anyway, I hate, you know, dumb people. What you gotta do? Best kill cam ever. PP90. Bullshit. But anyway, yeah. So bye, and in case you forgot, my name is